Now, I've joked on Stevie a lot in the last month.
The fucking point, I need all y'all motherfuckers to know that this motherfucker is a racist ass bitch, and he won't address it.
This is so mad. Oh my God. Dog, why is he so mad? I can't fucking breathe. Dog, get this man some help. But it's only because he's been so ridiculous.
Say anything positive about the fucking white man. If you talk about the white man because your daddy, and you're only trying to fucking bootleg for the white boys, bro.
From his debate with Abba to all his poorly thought out emotional responses.
Sorry, your white Zaddy dying changed your life. Elitist type of motherfucker think he Malcolm X out this bitch, dog. You made 20 more videos about your daddy Kirk, bro. Anybody that talk like that is a racist problem, bro. I didn't know Abba was like this, bro. Y'all didn't know Abba was like this either, bro. But y'all still following this motherfucker. Abba sitting here telling y'all that he's a racist.
To his absolutely atrocious and offensive Sinners review.
Sinners was ass. I don't get it, bro.
You would represent the black woman in that regard, this big fat black girl, but then have the white girl, the pretty white girl, the pretty motherfucker, and she's the reason why everybody got fucked up.
It's just been a bad month for Stevie, but he decided to end it with the bang, I guess. Because he decided to make a whole other video, still whining about Kirk's passing, which just proves how lost, out of touch, and in the sunken place he really is.
Personally, for me, my eyes have been really opened ever since Kirk was assassinated. One would think that if there was anything that could bring us all together, it would be an assassination.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
That's the best way to put it, bro. It's like we're watching Rome burn right in front of us. But instead of like running for the water, we're trying to put the fire out. We're all just sitting here recording Rome burn on our phones, dog. That's what's happening right now.
I made that comparison earlier, that where we are right now as a country just feels like the ending of Goodfellas, like the good times are over. The whole first half of the movie shows how fun being in the mob is. These guys are doing heists, breaking laws, making so much money, and they're literally treated like superstars everywhere they go. It really shows that these guys have the world at their feet, and it glamorizes mob life. But 2 hours in, after Tommy, one of the main characters is killed, there's a sudden shift in the movie. Now, mob life isn't glamorous anymore. The old crew is gone. Henry, the main character, is drugged up, paranoid, isolated, and hanging on by a thread before everything comes crashing down around him. And he says,
"This is the bad time."
And that's exactly where we are now as a country. It feels like everything is crashing down around us. These are the bad times, and it's just downhill from here.
Personally, for me, my eyes have been really opened ever since Kirk was assassinated. One would think that if there was anything that could bring us all together, it would be an assassination.
Why would the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a divisive person, bring together anybody? This was a person who made his whole career off talking down the black community, racist statements, and regurgitating right-wing conservative narratives against minorities. No white person dropped a tear when Malcolm X was killed because he was a very divisive person. It's the same thing.
The tangible venom and vitriol spoken to others on social media, to me personally, not even on social media, just, real conversations that I've had with people behind the scenes, bro.
This is the same man that said anybody that doesn't mourn Charlie Kirk is evil and should be decapitated.
Right, but instead of bringing us all together, we became more fractured as a society.
Again, why would a racist dying bring us together?
We become more fractured as a society, dog.
Bruh is really hurt. He looks like he's about to cry.
It's also even more terrible that it's like it's been not forgotten, but just shrugged off like just another headline, another viral video.
I think that's a really interesting point. It feels like the conservatives got everything they could get out of Charlie Kirk's passing and then just moved on. They got all the media, they passed the bill to honor his birthday, they got that big televised Charlie Kirk memorial, and then they just moved on, which makes sense because Trump doesn't care about anybody.
Society has become so desensitized of all ages, from the kids to the grown folks, where it's essentially shrugged off. We're sitting here waiting on the next horrific headline to pop across so we can all watch it, give our opinions on it, shrug it off, and then the next one, bro. And that situation has just breeded more hate, bro. Breeded more hate.
He said hateful things, and the people that agree with him are racist or could be conceived as hateful people.
And I'm not really trying to hone in on a Kirk situation, man, but it just magnified things so much more for me personally when I see.
When the camera was zooming in, all I could hear in my head was white Zaddy. White Zaddy.
Sorry, your white Zaddy dying changed your life.
I'm not even trying to make this that type of video. I just kept hearing white Zaddy. Why would he make this video after getting clowned like that about Charlie Kirk being his white Zaddy? That's crazy.
Experience the tangible venom and vitriol spoken to others on social media, to me personally. Not even on social media, just, real conversations that I've had with people behind the scenes, bro. As far as, differing opinions, and I've had to let a few people go because of just differing opinions, bro. We are so divided, bro, and I cannot recall a time that we have been as tribal as we are right now in regards to everything. Everything. This Kirk situation was just icing on the cake. We are so tribal.
I think things are so bad right now that people don't remember how bad and racist it was when Obama was in office. What the Tea Party was actually like. Obamanomics, monkey see, monkey spin. Really? Obamacare. Obama, where's your papers? Again, that's a whole racist narrative that Trump started against Obama, that he wasn't a real U.S. citizen. Things got way more overtly racist after Obama became president than they ever were before, at least in my lifetime, where people were just outwardly racist. Average citizens and people in the media stopped respecting the office of president because they said things about Obama that they would never say about another president. They criticized him for things that they would never criticize another president for. And it was racism. So Stevie acting like things got bad just now or they weren't bad before is a lie.
Where it's fuck you, everything you stand for, you burning, bro. And I have personally gotten a lot of negative feedback, from, my feelings about the Kirk situation. Just the hate, bro, just pure hatred, dog. Pure hatred. Based on just differing opinions, bro. And when I take a step back at it, it's like, yeah, the elites, they did what they're supposed to do. They did what they're supposed to do, bro. Through the advent of social media and propaganda and algorithms and your feed just molding minds.
Everything he's talking about is happening on the conservative side. People literally arguing online, on X, against botted right-wing accounts.
Having them just distracted beyond all measure when, unbeknownst to these people, the literal world is collapsing around you. The foundation of the world we once lived in is just cracking beneath our feet.
I think everyone is fully aware that the world is collapsing around us, that things are bad and getting worse. And I think that's why so many people are up in arms. That's why people are protesting. That's why they want to do economic boycotts. That's why they're online raising alarms. It's the Republican Party that's in power of all levers of government that are destroying our country. We're in the second longest government shutdown in history, which by the time it ends will probably be the first. Federal workers are out of money. Unemployment is running out.
Amy Uklu is a former USAID worker who was fired in February.
I'm showing up to food banks when I can. We're applying to jobs constantly. Our unemployment just ran out, so now we have no income coming in. It's a challenge. We're just trying to cancel anything and make sure we're on a forbearance for our mortgage, so we're doing whatever we can to make ends meet.
SNAP benefits for 42 million people are ending.
1 in 6 people are on SNAP benefits. That money, when spent, gets spent in your local economy, in your community. And if that money goes away, that money's not going to get spent in your community. And grocery stores are going to have to figure out how they're going to make up for that profit loss. In order to do that, they're going to pass it on to the customers who are coming in, who do have the money, which is going to see a 1 to 2% increase in your grocery bill. And groceries are already up over 3%. 1 in 4 children are the recipients of SNAP and EBT benefits.
Which is even going to hurt people that voted for Trump. You look at the farmers, they voted for Trump twice, and they had to get a bailout the first time, and now they're praying for a bailout now because they're going broke due to Trump's Trump's tariffs and his policies.
The U.S. slaps tariffs on foreign goods, claiming it will protect American farmers. Sounds tough, right? Except now, those same farmers can't sell their stuff overseas because other countries hit us back.
I don't think anyone is under the illusion that things are good or the empire is not collapsing, other than conservatives.
No, we're all distracted by all these things that don't even fucking matter at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because the majority of it is just smoke and mirrors, misinformation, bullshit, bruh, to get you to feel a certain way and have you distracted, pulled in, giving your undivided attention to things that don't matter, where you not realizing, you know.
What are you saying?
The wolves behind the scenes. We've reached a point where nobody listens, no matter what it is you got to say. If you're not saying what whomever wants you to hear, bruh, is, like I say, Q and everything you stand for. And we played, bro, like some fiddle, like some pawns.
The only people that got played are people that voted for Trump. Everyone else knew what was up. We were aware of Project 2025. We knew what would happen if Trump took office again. And everything Vice President Kamala Harris called out is literally happening right now. So we're not the people with the wool pulled over our eyes. That's people like Stevie who are now acting shocked at the way things are.
Yeah, y'all let me know in the comments, bro, how, especially with the Kirk situation, right? Because that will speak volumes as far as applying it beyond just social media, man. Because, you know, there's an argument to be had. Just get off social media, bro. There's a whole world outside of social media. I'm saying that where we are right now is social media. It's real life. It's wherever you go, bro. These feelings are everywhere you go, right? Regardless if you having these conversations or not.
Bro, just rambling, bro. Bro might really be losing his mind. What is he talking about?
You know what I'm saying? You question 10 people in regards to the Kirk situation. I'd be interested into knowing people's feelings about it and how strong they feel about their opinion. Have any of your guys' relationships ended or changed due to the Kirk situation, just politics, period?
No. All my people is my people. That's you, Stevie. That's these black conservatives that have yet to realize that they're black. And conservatives in MAGA don't like them either, but they're cutting off relationships with people in the real world that are calling them out on the coonery.
You know, Trump, Biden, you know, government shutdown, you know, immigration, whatever the case may be, man. Tribalism, dog. And it's fucking us up from the inside, bro. It's a Trojan horse. And I know it's the same story, different day, but it's done by design. It's done by design to have us hating each other. Hate breeds hate, man hating man, whites hating blacks, Americans hating immigrants.
White people did not need social media to start hating black people. Racism has been around far longer than this country has even been around. Every time white people start seeing the world around them change, it becomes a problem for them. When black people start to move into white neighborhoods, white people always move further and further out, which is called white flight. A large number of white people don't want to be around us. And when you put that on the conservative side, they want to keep the country white and want to stay in power. So diversity scares them.
People from a totally different culture, totally different ways of interacting. Again, we can respect their dignity while also being angry at the Biden administration for letting that situation happen and recognizing that their next door neighbors are going to say, well, wait a second. What is going on here? I don't know these people. They don't speak the same language that I do. And because there are 20 in the house next door, it's a little bit rowdier than it was when there was just a family of 4, a family of 5. It is totally reasonable and acceptable for American citizens to look at their next door neighbors and say, I want to live next to people who I have something in common with.
Seeing the country become browner and those people have voices and realize their economic power scares them. They did not need elites or social media to polarize them or make them racist. It's always been there. Everyone just has a voice and a platform now, so you hear it a lot more often.
Men hating women, women hating men, whatever the case may be, bro. Right? We're in 2025. As civilized as we become as a society, as with all the technical advancements, we've had the abilities for us to communicate the different ways, for us to communicate with the long history of things that have taken place in the past, from us to learn from. And here we are, yet again, history repeating itself, dealing with the same people have been dealing with since the beginning of humanity, bro.
Stevie sound like one of them people that say black people need to get over slavery. Like, I don't know where this is going. What is the point of this video?
Right. A collapse is coming. The collapse of the American empire it's coming. It's here.
Who's making it collapse, Stevie? The people that you voted for. This is what I can't stand about these conservatives and black conservatives. They will talk all this nonsense, but won't actually call something what it is. The Republican Party is destroying this country right now. He won't call that out, but he'll talk all this vagueness about the empire collapsing. Trump is literally Nero at this point.
And it's not being talked about enough because we're all distracted by bullshit on our phones, on our feeds, or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We're all become numb and complacent due to the convenience and comfort that modern technology gives us, which is making us weak, which is going to cause us to not be prepared when, you know, shit really hits the fan. I mean, shit has hit the fan already. It's just, it hasn't appeared in everyone's daily routine yet, but by the time it does that, it's gonna be way too fucking late. It's really superficial shit that's got everybody hot and bothered, bro. But
superficial? There are millions of people out of work. Just about every huge corporation in America just announced mass layoffs.
UPS fired 34,000 people and Amazon fired 30,000.
What happened?
UPS has vowed to fire an additional 14,000 people and Amazon has vowed to fire 14,000 more people too.
Is this because of AI?
Amazon said it's because of AI along with a bad economy, and UPS closed 70 facilities to try to save $3.5 billion this year.
Right before SNAP benefits go out for millions of people, while the government is still shut down. People aren't able to pay their bills, buy groceries, pay rent or mortgage. They're going to be losing cars left and right. People are feeling this in real time. What is Stevie talking about?
Foundation of everything falling apart. I don't particularly cover a lot on this here channel. I've dropped the little gems, you know, here or there, man, but these are things that people need to be talking about. You know, inflation on the rise. People can't even afford to live. People can't afford no homes, can't afford rent, can't afford mortgage.
Why is that?
Basic necessities.
Why is that?
Right? Homeless has never been as high as it is right now. Birth rates falling. Dating world is dead. The gender wars is real. The effeminate man is real. The attack on masculinity is real. The toxic feminist is real.
Bro just went down a red pill rabbit hole. As far as unemployment goes, there are more people unemployed in America than there are jobs to even offer them. Things are going to go from bad to worse. Who gives a fuck about dating or gender wars right now? People are just trying to survive.
The list goes on with all the things that is literally rotting the world from the inside, bro.
Black
literally
conservatives.
Rotting the world from the inside, man.
MAGA.
I mean, politics broken. Trust in the government gone. Tradition.
Who broke politics? Who destroyed trust in the government? He's saying all these things that are directly talking about people like him and his party, the Republican Party, the conservatives who are in power, but he's not calling it out. So what's the point of making a video but not speaking facts directly to the topic that you're talking about?
Family values, secular as secular can get, and it's only going to get worse, bro. That's the scary part about it, right? That's the punchline. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. We are past the point of no return in regards to the tribalism and the distractions going on, right? Which are things that we can actually control as people, because we're in control of what we respond to and how we react to certain things and what sets us off and what we allow ourselves to be distracted by, right? But as far as government, politics, money, that's already here. It's only going to get worse. The foundation is fucked. We're sitting here distracted by the bullshit, dog. And then AI is here. I've dropped so many videos on that, bro. And we're not talking about how bad it is right now, even though it's bad.
Everyone is talking about how bad AI is right now, and that's what's spawning a lot of these layoffs.
You have all of these companies basically saying they're either laying off employees or that they're dramatically slowing hiring over the next year because of automation and because of AI, so that companies can then do the work of humans using robots or using artificial intelligence. This is unfolding very fast.
The problem is the party in power is not passing any bills, putting any laws or restrictions on AI and how it's able to be used. So again, the people in control of this country are letting it deteriorate, if not helping it.
Right, the cracks are all through the foundation, through the fucking wall. Them bitch about to bust open, bro. And when that happens, it's too late. But then AI on top of that, fulfillment gone, purpose gone. Just these past few weeks have been very eye-opening, bro. Very eye-opening to see.
I would assume so.
Just pure vitriol and hatred that people have for each other and ideas, which is all just a distraction and a waste of time in regards to, you know, the looming doom of the world to come, and people are not prepared. And you know, my advice is to focus on yourself, develop your bag, develop your mental, develop your physical, right? Develop your relationships. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the things that fucking matter.
Literally, focus on yourself. Save your money. Pay off any debt that you can. It's all about protecting yourself and your family at this point. Because we don't know which way things are going to go in this country. So just make sure you're as safe as you possibly can be.
Make sure you place yourself in the best position to be successful, bro, because we don't have time for all this nonsense. We don't have time for all this bullshit. We don't have time to be wasting time, but that's all we're fucking doing.
It's nonsense now because he's been catching smoke from every direction for the last month.
That's all we fucking doing. Mad over nothing at the end of the day. Not to say there's nothing to be mad over. Sure, there's things to be mad over, man, but they pale in comparison to what people have to worry about in the past, man. And there's much more things we'll be doing as opposed to dwelling, hating, fighting, right? I'm telling you, while y'all wasting time doing that, you gonna get dropped your head when the struggle gets real for real.
Stevie, inflation is on the rise. People can't afford to live. People can't afford rent, can't afford mortgage, can't afford basic necessities. Also, Stevie, I could care less. Right, because he shot himself in the foot. He basically said he didn't care about the government feeding hungry kids. After that is your statement that you're standing on and made a whole debate about. You can't come here crying, talking about if the world is bad and nobody cares when you yourself said you didn't care. What the fuck are you talking about, bruh? Exactly. I got that the whole video. I'm kind of like, what is happening right now? You thinking the assassination of Kirk would lead to something positive just highlights how ignorant and out of touch with reality you are. Facts. At the end of the day, these are dark and scary times, but pointing that out without being able to point out how we got here, criticize your own political party that landed us here in the first place because they're following Project 2025 to a T is a real failure on Stevie's part. You're talking about people starving, people unemployed, people struggling, unable to pay bills, but won't say why that is. And that's because of the Trump administration. Starting out the video by crying about Charlie Kirk and people not caring about his death is just tone deaf and more proof that he's just unable to read the room. For all that tough talking and lack of empathy Stevie had during the debate with Abba, coming on here now all doom and gloom just feels weird and misaligned with whatever he says he stands for. Also, shout out to my channel members. I appreciate your support so much. But thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video and don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.